Everybody online makes entrepreneurship just sound like it's so fun and swell, and it can be if you're moving in your purpose, but nobody talks about the actual cost that it takes to be successful. And it costs sacrifice and pain. Now, I know you done strolled on this video and you're like, man, what is this dashingly handsome man in a pink hoodie that says good vibes talking about? Because this sounds pretty negative. This isn't good vibes at all. But just hear me out because you have absolutely no choice but to suffer. And I don't care how comfortable your life is, you're paying for it somewhere. If you're broke, you're suffering. If you're average, you're suffering. If you're chasing your dreams, your goals, and your aspirations and it hurts, you're suffering. And the thing that is stopping most people from reaching their level of success is that they're trying to avoid all the pain instead of asking the right question, which is, what pain is worth it? Because when you look at life like that, then everything becomes really simple. Like building a 7-figure online business became really simple for me once I realized this. My very first digital product did a little over 900K once I realized this. And there's two routes that you can go with this. You can suffer from something that breaks you, or you can suffer from something that builds you. But if you choose comfort, then you're just choosing a slower, quieter pain that just eats you from the inside out. If you're not willing to sacrifice for what you want, then what you want becomes the sacrifice. And I know the beginning of this video may have sounded a little dark, but I promise you, this isn't a dark video, it's just reality. And it's only gonna take me about 5 minutes to break this down. So if you don't have 5 minutes to spare, by all means, click off of this video, and I'm willing to bet that building a successful business for you is going to be very tough because you're just going to be listening to all the lies that majority of people are talking about how this is just a swell journey that you're on when it's not. And that right there is the main problem that most entrepreneurs are having. They're out here trying to chase joy and being happy, right? That's what everybody says. Their goal is to be happy. But you never hear anybody say that they want to be fulfilled. And most people are out here miserable, living a life that they don't want to live and doing things that they don't want to do to make money and being a sellout. Because to me, those are actually the sellouts. I remember a couple years ago, somebody had mentioned a friend of mine and was like, hey, he's a sellout. I'm like, whoa, he's doing a business that he's fulfilled in and is making a lot of money through his purpose and his fulfillment, to whereas you wake up every single morning at a time that you don't want to wake up, to go to a building that you don't want to go to work a job that you don't want to work, to be around people that you don't want to be around for at least 40 hours a week, every single week, while you're away from your friends and your family and your children. And you only do that for a little bit of money. I was like, you sound like the sellout to me. He's chasing money, to whereas my friend was in the pursuit of fulfillment. There's a big difference there. But when I'm talking about sacrifice and suffering, the best example that I can give you of this is Batman, right? Like I love Batman. I'm a big Batman fan. But if you just think about Batman and Bruce Wayne's entire life is pain. Like, yeah, he's rich, but he doesn't even get to enjoy his money. And he goes out in the middle of the night, every night, and he fights a bunch of crazy weirdos in makeup. Every night, he is constantly beaten, battered, bruised, bones get broken. Now, let's say that you take this Bruce Wayne and you fast forward until he's 90 years old in his deathbed. If somebody was to ask him, hey, Bruce, did you live a good life? He would probably say, yeah, because he suffered for something and he felt fulfilled within his purpose that he suffered for. That's what made him Batman. Now, let's go into an alternate universe and we see a Bruce Wayne that never put on the mask. He's still rich and he spends his money and throws all these parties and hangs out all the time, and he acts like he's fine while he's watching Gotham City, the city that he loves, burn down. He's still suffering, but this time the suffering comes from not doing what he was meant to do. And at the end of his life, if somebody was to say, hey, Bruce, did you live a good life? Did you live a fulfilled life? Did you live your life in your purpose? He would say no. So you have this Bruce Wayne who never found peace and never got fulfilled within his life because he never stepped in the ring. And then you have this Bruce Wayne over here who actually became Batman and got punched in the freaking face every single night that feels like he lived a good life, but both suffered. And that's the same choice that all of us have. You can be the Batman version of yourself suffering for purpose, or you can be the version of yourself that's sitting on the couch suffering from regret. But either way, they're suffering. You can't avoid it. You got to go through it. And people come to me all the time and they ask two things typically. And it's usually, how do I stop doing something that pretty much deep down I already know is a detriment within my life? And then, how do I get over certain fears of things that I know that I need to do in order to get to whatever it is that they deem success to be? So if we start over here with fear, fear is an acronym. FEAR. Fear stands for fuck everything and run, or face everything and rise. But the great thing about fear is that you get to decide what it means for you. So if I just use that example of Bruce Wayne and Batman again, that's why I love Batman so much, because the whole entire story arc of Bruce Wayne is about fear. My favorite movie trilogy is the Batman trilogy of Batman Begins, The Dark Knight, and The Dark Knight Rises. Most people only know about the Joker movie with Heath Ledger and the movie with Bane. But if you were to watch Batman Begins, it shows Bruce Wayne's whole origin story, right? And Batman is a whole story about fear. Bruce Wayne's biggest fear is bats. Like, he's terrified of bats, yet he became Batman. And he used his biggest fear to become a symbol of fear for all the wrongdoers in Gotham City. And if you properly harness and utilize your fear, it can power and be the gas to your engine, because everything that you want is on the other side of that fear if you just simply attack it. But you know what is needed to attack fear? You're gonna have to go through a little bit of suffering. Then the other thing that people ask me a lot is, how can they stop doing certain things as far as bad habits, right? They say that they can't focus. Well, stopping something is simply just sacrificing something. In order to sacrifice something, it's simply just discipline. And most people don't have any discipline. You know why? Because they're not willing to suffer for it. You have to. But what most people don't realize is that they are already suffering by not choosing to, because they're not able to do the things that they already know that they need to do. Therefore, they are suffering. So you have to pick your suffer. And this is what nobody wants to talk about. Pain is the price to becoming somebody. You gotta pay the price. You're not gonna hack your way into fulfillment. You are not going to manifest your way into success. Every person that you admire, every multi-millionaire, every billionaire, every big CEO, every athlete, entertainer, creator, whoever it is that you admire, they have all learned how to pick their pain. It's not that they stopped feeling the pain, it's that they stopped avoiding it. And I truly don't think that there's anybody out there that does not want to be successful. I know that everybody wants it, but everybody is trying to avoid suffering and pain when it's unavoidable. And by trying to avoid it, you're doing nothing but adding pain and suffering to your life. And the quicker that you choose that fear for you is going to stand for face everything and rise, and you choose to pick your sacrifice and sufferings, then just by default, you start to head over to your goal. And it starts to become inevitable that with time, you are going to reach success, because you are willing to go through things and do things that the vast majority aren't. Now, I'm not gonna lie to you and say that this is easy to do, because this simple path right here is very difficult to do. It's very simple, but it's very difficult because of your brain. And most people, they don't understand how their mind works. And your brain is solely designed to protect you from pain right now. Your brain doesn't understand the future. All that your brain wants to do is keep you safe and keep you cozy and keep you away from danger. Your brain is designed off of the same stuff as when people were running from tigers, when we're not running from tigers anymore. So anything that looks like an immediate risk to you, your brain is going to want to shut it down. But on the flip side of that, pain is the number one motivator that makes people move. Right? Like, have you ever heard those stories about how a woman picked up a car because it was on top of her child? That was pain that basically turned that woman into a superhero. So if you can learn to use pain to your advantage to unlock your superpowers, you'll be unstoppable, and it's pretty simple to do. And this is how you do it. So if you know and you understand that suffering is inevitable, and you have to choose which side of it that you want to go. Well, here, you'll have your current path of the now. So just think about everything that you're doing on your current path right now. Your job or your business or however it is that you're making income right now, the things that you do on a day-to-day basis. Is it getting you closer to your goals, your dreams, your aspirations? For probably 99% of people, they're gonna say no. And the reason why most people don't go and try to become the entrepreneur that they want to be is because the level of suffering that they're going through right now is less than what they are imagining that the suffer will be if they take a risk on themselves. And remember, your brain, it can't see the future. Like, it doesn't even really understand what the future is. Your brain is pretty much like a dumb AI. And just so you know a little bit about how the brain works, all this stuff in the internet and all this AI and whatnot, it's all designed off of how our brain works. You literally have a supercomputer up here, but your brain is basically like a dumb AI. It doesn't understand anything. It believes what we tell it, but most of the times we're just telling it the wrong stuff. But your brain, it can't comprehend the future. So like I said, your brain is designed to keep you safe. And any pain in the now, it wants to keep you away from it because it can't foresee the future. And most people, they identify with their thoughts because they think that their thoughts are them. When they're not, they're just thoughts. You are you. But since they identify with their thoughts, they identify with that fear of suffering that they think is going to happen in their business. And they say, okay, well, if I just stay with what I'm doing right now, I'm not going to suffer as much as what I'm imagining if stuff doesn't work. I'm just going to have to suffer this much. And I'm comfortable with this because I've been living this. I've been living doing this job that I hate every single day. I've been living this life that I don't want to live every single day. Even though I'm suffering, I'm okay with this because I've experienced it. But remember, your brain can't foresee the future, so it doesn't realize the ultimate suffering that you're setting yourself up for. And that's hell on earth. Because at the end of the day, you're going to look back on your life and you're going to be like, man, I had so much time to do what I wanted to do, and I didn't do any of it because I was scared. And then you're probably going to be one of those old people that some rich kid that took a bet on themselves and just makes a bunch of money making content goes up and interviews old people and say, hey, you're super old. You have any advice for young people? And they say, yeah, don't be scared to follow your dreams. some of that generic advice, because most people didn't. And it's because they went this route. And that's why people, when they're 25 years old, they say, I got this idea. I'm going to start this business. I'm going to chase my dreams. But then they're not willing to sacrifice for what they want and suffer. Therefore, what they want becomes a sacrifice. And then they say to themselves, you know what? I'm young. I got time. I'm going to build my dreams and follow my dreams. When I get a little older, I'm going to have a little bit more money saved up, and then it's going to be safer. Then 10 years goes by. They might have a little more money, but now they have a little less energy too. Probably by now acquired a little more debt too. Well, now they're even deeper in the hole. So now they're convincing themselves that it's still not a good time to start because, I gotta get things a little bit more ready. Let me get out of some of this debt because I'm not really in a space to where I can take some risk right now. So I'm just gonna wait for a better time because right now is not the time. Then another 10 years goes by. Now they're 45 with a family, debt, probably a house that has debt, a job that they feel like they can't leave because they have to pay all the debt to take care of the family, and a life that feels like a rerun. And now they're like, oh man, I'm getting a little too old right now. I don't know if I can do this right now. Then another 10 years goes by. Now they're 55 years old. And now they're saying, man, I'm too old for this. I don't think I have, like I missed my chance. Man, it's all these young people doing all this stuff. I don't even know how to work all this stuff that's coming out right now. Not realizing that business isn't a young or old person's game. It's business. Anybody can be successful at it. And people take this route and then they end up being cemented in the same ground that they wouldn't dig through decades ago. I hear stories like this all the time, especially from all my old heads back home, especially from all my family members that I used to look up to when I was a kid. They talk about all the, well, I could have, or I could have, but I didn't, or man, I wish I would have. I don't want to be one of those woulda, coulda, shouldas when I got a chance to do it right now. And I've seen up close and personal from certain people that when I was a child, I used to look at these people like they were superheroes. And they weren't willing to sacrifice for what they actually wanted back then. And they have sacrificed for it their whole entire life because they did not want to go through pain. Yet it's inevitable that you have to go through pain. They just picked the wrong pain. They didn't pick the right thing to suffer through. And it looks like complete hell to me. Like, that's not a price that I'm willing to pay. It's too expensive, and it just looks like a slow, miserable death by comfort. I'm cool with choosing some uncomfortability if that is what comfort is. And then you could take this path. You could take this path where you choose your suffering to actually win, where you choose your suffering to actually achieve what it is that you want to achieve, where you're cool with taking some of those L's along the way, some of those losses that everybody is scared of for absolutely no reason, because the only way that you actually can learn how to do anything is by failing. Failing is the only way that you can figure out how to become successful. And FAIL is an acronym also. FAIL stands for finding an individual lane. So you find your lane, you find what works for you by failing your way through it. And failing is a form of pain that people are avoiding on a daily basis, not realizing that that is the only way that you figure out what works for you. Everything that you now know how to do, you failed a whole bunch of times at it before you now do it without a second thought. And if you can look back on all those moments, even from simply just driving a car, you look back on those failures over time, over anything that you've learned how to do or anything that you actually have been successful at, you'd be like, wasn't that bad. Seemed like some bad stuff was happening in real time, but when time goes on in the future, when you can look back on something, you say, all those fails I took, all those L's that I took, really wasn't that bad. A lot of the times it's laughable moments. They're teachable moments. My whole YouTube channel, for the most part, it's me talking about all the failures and all the losses that I've gone through along my whole entrepreneurial journey. Even if I'm talking about how to do something, I only know how to do it because I couldn't get it right for so long. So then I kept on, didn't quit. And I figured out what works. And then I can sit down, record it, talk about my experiences, and it's great content to other people when I'm just sitting here talking about how much I done messed up over time. But when you go through those losses, which are those lessons, when you go through those failures to find your individual lane, and then you actually win, you end up saying, at the end of the day, that suffering was worth it. And you actually feel fulfilled. Rest in peace to the late, great Kobe Bean Bryant. He's my favorite athlete of all time. And I remember listening to a Kobe interview, and he was talking about the suffering that he had to do to become Kobe Bryant. He talked about the relationships that he did not form because he was becoming Kobe Bryant. He talked about how he used to get teased when he was younger because he was Kobe Bryant, all the way up until he was in the NBA. Because he got drafted to the NBA when he was 17 years old, right? Rookie season, he's 18. For one, Kobe couldn't get out and get into the clubs legally. Even though he's rich, they probably would have, looked the other way and let him in. But all his teammates would make fun of him also because they wanted to go out, party and all that stuff. And Kobe's like, nah, I'm in the gym. I'm working. He turned down the fun. He turned down the party. He went through suffering to become Kobe Bryant. I know Kobe's not with us here and today, but I'm sure if I had the opportunity to ask Kobe, hey, Kobe, did you live a good life? Did you live a fulfilled life? I'm sure he would say yes. Beyonce, I've seen all that footage of what she was doing and those girls was doing back in the day, and dancing and training and doing all these routines when they were children in high heels and running in high heels and talent show after talent show after talent show. She missed out on so much stuff that other girls her age were doing because she was willing to go through the suffering for what she actually wanted. She was willing to sacrifice for what she actually wanted. So what she wanted did not become the sacrifice. She is now Beyonce. She had to go through suffering. She had to pick her pain, but she knew that she had to go through the pain regardless. Okay, I can go out here, I can be a regular kid, I can be a regular teenager like everybody else and have fun, but then I'm gonna suffer because I'm not going to accomplish my dreams. I'm not going to accomplish my goals. I'm not going to become who I know I can become. That's suffering. So I'm willing to suffer now, avoid this stuff, go through these pains of these routines and whatnot, build up my skill set so then I can become who I am destined to become, who I have seen myself as I can become. But she went through pain, sacrifice, and suffering for that. So then the next question that people always ask me is this. They say, okay, I understand this. Well, how do I stop sacrificing? And that is very simple. You just stop doing all the dumb stuff and you become a different person, because the be comes before the get. You have to become a different person in order to get whatever it is that you desire. And it is so simple. Like, deep down, you know all the dumb stuff that you do that is holding you back. So just stop doing the dumb stuff. If you simply just start acting like a successful person, by default, you will become successful. And I feel as if everybody should have a different definition of success, because I know some people be like, oh, what does this guy know about? He's sitting here in a pink hoodie. What makes him so successful? Well, I view myself as a success in my eyes because I go to sleep when I get sleepy and I wake up when I wake up. I haven't set an alarm in years. I do what I want when I want, and that's pretty successful to me. Just the other day, I woke up in my drawers, didn't put on any clothes, and rewatched all the Scream movies, Scream 1 through 6, and ate snacks all day. And I did that because I felt like it. That's pretty cool to me. But look, even though I made that sound super simple, which it is super simple, just to stop doing the dumb stuff and become the person, start acting as that person. And when I say that, a lot of people think that I'm saying like fake it till you make it. No, I'm not saying fake it till you make it. It's about literally becoming that person so you start to build successful habits. So for example, if somebody's number one excuse on why they can't work on building their business or why they can't create content to get traffic and the right eyeballs in front of their business, and they'll say, well, I don't have time. Okay, well, you have the weekends. What did you do on the weekend? Well, I caught up on my favorite show, and then on Sunday I went out and I had brunch and did Sunday fun day. Well, that's some dumb stuff. You say that you don't have time, yet when you do have time, you don't do anything with the time. You waste it. So a sacrifice, something that I love to do is watch sports. I love it. If a sport's on TV, I'm watching it. Baseball, basketball, NFL, hockey, tennis, handball, golf, ping pong, tag. You know they got professional tag? Cut it on ESPN one day in the summer. They was playing tag. I was like, I missed my calling because I used to be cold at tag. But there was a time frame some years ago when I didn't watch football for 2 years. This is around the time where people were protesting with Colin Kaepernick, right? This is when Colin Kaepernick was kneeling. And my friends and stuff was like, hey, you don't come over and watch the game? I'm like, nah, I'm chilling. And then they kept on hearing that for a while. Hey, meet me at this bar. Nah, I'm chilling. Well, what's going on? You protesting the NFL? You kneeling with Kaepernick? I'm like, Nah, it's not that. I'm not gonna sit here on a Sunday when I have all this time available and sit here and watch other grown men that have achieved their goals and their dreams while I'm sitting here broke and I haven't achieved my goals and my dreams. I haven't built a business that I feel fulfilled within my purpose. No, I ain't watching football. I ain't protesting with Colin Kaepernick. I'm protesting being broke. Didn't watch the NFL for 2 years. I sacrificed what I enjoyed so what I actually wanted to do would not become the sacrifice. And that to me would be some dumb stuff to do. Another time, I quit drinking. Something that I enjoy to do also, I love to sit there and have some drinks with friends, especially over some food or something like that. You have good food, good drinks, good company. It is a swell time, especially if you add some good music. Man, do I love it. Didn't drink for a year and a half. Why? Because I didn't want to wake up late or be groggy the next day when I know that there's actual things that I need to work on where I need my full energy. Actually, it's something that I'm doing right now. I'm not drinking for 3 months right now because I'm on a run and I'm doing something and I'm building something right now. I'm like, okay, that's not actually getting me closer to where I know that I'm headed. So since that's going to be a detriment to me right now, let me just not do that. A sacrifice. I said that I wanted to build a business off the back of YouTube traffic because YouTube is the best platform for long form evergreen content, because it's not about what your video does today. It's about the views, the leads, the sales that a video that you post today can literally be doing for months and years to come. Well, I had social media. At the time, I had over 120,000 followers on Instagram and tens of thousands of followers on TikTok, email lists with tens of thousands of people. Left it all behind. Started on YouTube. Sacrificed it. A lot of people don't want to go through that pain, or they don't want to go through what they feel is suffering of building something up from the ground up when everything gets built from the ground up. Oh, I don't want to leave social media behind, even though you know that it's just wasting your time. You're sitting there scrolling on it for hours, and even if you do post content on there, it's not even moving the needle in your business. What are you holding on to it for? Because you're seeking some type of external validation. You're not willing to sacrifice it because you don't want to go through whatever pain you're making up in your head. Something that I love to do is get a steak dinner on Sundays. I call it Steak Sundays. And the reason why I do that is because when I used to go out to eat with my parents when I was a kid, I always wanted to order the big steak. But I never did. I never even asked for it, just because I didn't want to put my parents in a position to say no, even though they probably would have got it for me, but I didn't want to ask. So now, once I was like, okay, I got the money for it, I'm gonna go get a steak every single Sunday. I enjoy it. I go to my favorite restaurant, I get the steak, ribeye, and get a minimum of 2 drinks. Guess what? I love that. Not doing that right now, because I know for when I'm focused on building right now, I need to have all my energy on Monday. And I'm only focused on putting the right things into my body to whereas I can perform at a maximum level, at a peak level right now. And I don't need the liquor. I don't need the steak that takes 2-3 days to digest. I don't need any of that stuff in my system right now. I need clean energy so I can run to a maximum effort. And I know that I enjoy my business and what I'm doing and what it is that I'm building right now more than all that stuff. So I'm like, I can either do that stuff and sacrifice what I actually enjoy and love doing, or I can sacrifice that stuff so I can build what it is that I actually love to do. My friend called me the other week. He was like, hey, got these free tickets to this game. I know you like Kevin Durant. Let's go see Kevin Durant. I said, nah, can't do it. Why? Because I had my call with my community members. He said, oh, man, just make up something or reschedule it. Do it tomorrow. Like, they'll understand. Just push it tomorrow, man. We got to go see Kevin Durant. No. I wanted to sacrifice a good time going out to an NBA game and eating expensive popcorn and hot dogs and whatnot to see Kevin Durant. I wanted to sacrifice that experience to do what I actually enjoy and love to do and build, because I truly feel as if I'm moving in my purpose right now. My purpose is more important than Kevin Durant's purpose. But everybody has some level of suffering that they have to go through. Everybody. It's just that people are avoiding the suffering to get what they actually want, to sit in a life of comfort that they end up actually hating and building a life of hell for themselves. And I know that that's not me. I know that I am not willing to suffer through the 40-40-40 scam, which is working for 40 hours a week for at least 40 years of your life to retire off of 40% of your income. I've never seen anybody win at that. And logically, that doesn't even make sense to me because most people can't live the life that they want to live off of 100% of their income now. Yet when they get old, have no energy, body stiff, can't even two-step and move their shoulders like they used to, they think that they're gonna live the life that they wanna live off of 60% less. I'm like, no, I'm not willing to go through that suffering. So I'll go through the pain now. I'll go through the suffering now. I'll go through the embarrassment now. So people that are laughing at me, then they're asking how I did it later. But I use Batman as an analogy at the beginning of this video because that's really how you have to see yourself. You have to see yourself as a superhero. You got to see yourself as the star in your movie because this is a movie and a story that you're on right now. And this is one of the ways that I've been able to get through the suffering along my entrepreneurial journey because I fired my job April 1st, 2016. I treat my whole journey and everything that I'm going through like I'm writing a movie in my head. And I even have certain songs and whatnot for certain scenes that I've gone through within my story. Like the opening scene of my movie, it opens up to Walk On By Isaac Hayes. I'm telling you, my movie's so dope. But every single time I'm going through that suffering, I tell myself in my head, I say, oh, this is the part of the movie where it gets good. Because in every movie, the superhero, he goes through something it just looks so painful. And it's like, how is he going to get through this? It's impossible. They're going to lose. Like, how is Batman going to win this? If you've ever seen the movie The Dark Knight Rises, when Bane is the bad guy, Bane literally breaks Batman's back, throws him in a prison that's underground somewhere across the world. And it's like, all right, Batman's done now. Like, when I'm going through the suffering, that's the part of the movie that I tell myself I'm in right now. I'm like, all right, when I get through with this, man, this is gonna be a great story. Iron Man, Tony Stark. Iron Man became Iron Man because he got kidnapped in the Middle East and he got thrown in a cave somewhere. And he had to use his brain to figure out how to escape the cave. Before that, he was just billionaire Tony Stark. He wasn't thinking of becoming Iron Man. But when he's in that low and about to die and had to craft something out of just spare parts that was around to stick in his chest so he could stay alive, he built the makeshift Iron Man suit. And then he blasted his way out the cave to freedom. The suffering turned him into Iron Man. So it's crazy to me that people sit there and they think that they're going to become whatever it is that they view success as to be in their mind, but they don't think that they'll have to suffer for it when every other example of success that they can think of that exists has all gone through suffering. And on the flip side, everybody that has not accomplished anything that they actually want to do in life has also gone through suffering. And the only thing that separates them from Batman or Iron Man or Jeff Bezos is that they pit that their suffering would mean something, because you're gonna suffer anyway. So why not at least make it something that's transformational? Make it something that produces results, peace, and purpose. Because when it's all said and done, you don't want to look back on your life and realize that you paid the full price of pain for zero return. You want to look back and say, yeah, I paid in pain, but I bought freedom. At least I do. But none of these gurus out here are telling you that suffering is guaranteed, so I figured I'd be the one to tell you. But you get to pick your pain and you get to pick what you are going to suffer for. So make it something that's worth it. And if you need a little bit of help on figuring out what's worth suffering for, just like all them, then go ahead and click the link down in the description and join this Created at the Top community. For personal coaching from myself, all my exclusive trainings, plus a private community of entrepreneurs, all designed to grow your business online. It's only a few bucks a day to join right now, literally less than a cup of coffee per day. So go ahead and click the link down in the description and tap in, and I'll see you on our coaching call this Wednesday. I'm telling you, there's just so many people that are trying to avoid something that is impossible to avoid. Pain comes with everything, but pain with purpose, that's some real power. So go ahead and click the link down in the description if you want to tap into the community, and I'll see you on our coaching call this Wednesday. And go ahead and check out this video right here for 3 tiny digital products that are guaranteed to sell. It's Created at the Top.